think I got everything set up for once. I have everything set up. I think I need to do it. Send all my messages out. Got my tablet set up. I think everything is good for once. How's everybody doing out there today? Assuming anyone's watching right now. I don't think anybody is, but that's okay. We're going to start this day as strong as we can. Get it going. I am going through issues with sleep deprivation. Not getting I'm only getting like maybe 4.5, 5 hours of sleep a night right now. So I'm a little bit, I don't know how you say it, off kilter, if you want to put it some way or another. Lay down. Talking to the dog. He needs a bath. I think his skin's a little itchy. So give him a bath this week some point. It's important to keep your dogs clean. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're all doing fine. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you're enjoying your week so far. I hope that the rest of your week will go even better for you. As always, I have nothing planned to talk about. I never do because I want to talk with you. I don't just want to have you listen to me talk at you. I want to talk at you. So make sure you join in the chat. If you're lurking, that's fine. I understand. Some people not good at joining in. Some people, aren't the best at, how do you say it, participating, Introverts are welcome here. Feel free to chat. To sit back and relax. So, it's been an interesting week. I'm, little like having problems with one of my apps that I'm using. I use a app on my phone that called VLLO that allows you to edit video on your phone, and it works really good. For an iPhone app, it works very, very good. There's a lot you can do with it. For most things that your average streamer would need. Perfect, right? Perfect. But since the last update, I've been having a problem editing larger files. And so what I do is I take my big file at the end and I try to edit a few clips out of it, my live stream. And then what I do is, I put those clips out into the internet and hopefully, to attract people to come see the live stream, blah, 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 right? You get it. But this issue was that I took 2 clips out of it. And then I go to take out this 8-minute clip. And actually I got it. Yeah, it was about 7 minutes. I wouldn't say 7-minute clip. And everything looked like it was fine. But the moment I export it, and it didn't do this with the other clips that were under let's say 3-4 minutes. But this bigger one, which was larger file, after I removed the silence, because it has an automatic silence removal thing where it edits out, silence. This part right here, So we would edit that out, right? So by the time I export it, about halfway through watching the video, the audio and the video become desynced. So, like that kind of, one of those where it looks like the audio is not, caught up, that kind of thing, right? So I sent a message out to them. Hopefully I'll get something back and hear about it from them. I don't know. Hopefully they'll fix it by the next version or whenever that comes out, right? On the next update. We'll see. But that means that it's a struggle. It was a really good clip too. It was this big rant I had about Walmart last week. that was really good. Might end up later on just using DaVinci Resolve on my PC to edit it. It's more tiresome and cumbersome and takes longer because it doesn't have that automatic silence removal like VLO does on my phone. But, you know, you work with what you got, right? Sometimes you gotta do it. Whatever. I don't know. Why does this seem crooked to me? There we go. Okay. That was bugging me. My camera seemed off, and I did not like it. Maybe it's just me that's off. I don't know. Why is this just... No. Okay, there we go. Stop looking at it. You ever have something that you just want to work perfect and it doesn't? By the way, best coconut water. I know you can, green top. Can you tell? I have a hole in my head. Best coconut water you will ever have in your life. I'm just saying. Most tastes like the real thing more than any coconut water I've ever had on the market. You get these at Costco. I drink like one a day. They're like liquid gold. I could easily just drink coconut water all day long, but yeah, no, probably wouldn't be a good idea. So what is going on out there in the world? Well, that's a great question, isn't it? What's going on out there in the world right now? A lot of stupid stuff, which, you know, you can find out about other places. But, you know, good stuff as well are out there. You just got to look for it. I don't know what it is. Hopefully you can tell me what it is. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. You know, it was interesting. I kind of had an eye-opening event just yesterday about live streaming. And, you know, I try not to pay attention to the numbers too much, except for my own. And, you know, I don't have a lot of viewers. I accept that. And I thought for the longest time that I just suck. Maybe that's it. But, you know, I have some good loyal followers and some good loyal viewers, and they'll show up some point during today. I mean, I just started 10 minutes ago. And the other day I went on Twitch, and I hadn't been on Twitch for a long time. Like, I don't really go on Twitch or anything for like the last, I would say, year, maybe 2 years. I don't know how long it's been. Let's say last year. I've not gone to Twitch. I have issues with Twitch. I have issues with how they run Twitch. I have issues with let's just say I use Twitch. I mean, you're not supposed to be multi-streaming. I'm multi-streaming right now. I don't care. They can take away my partnership or whatever it's called. I don't even fucking remember anymore. I don't care. But I'm also on YouTube and PeerTube, so I multi-stream, right? But I went on Twitch just to check something out. I can't remember what it was, a setting or something. And I looked on the left side of the screen and it showed, you know, who I used to follow when I was active on Twitch. And there was about probably 5 people that I followed that I hadn't seen in a very long time. And I was shocked at their viewer count. I mean, I don't, when I say shocked, I mean like, these are people that would easily have, like one guy would easily have at any given time 500 people watching him. Did I say follower count? I mean watch count. Sorry. I was shocked at not the follower count, the watch count. Like how many people were watching him at that moment. One guy that I followed, he would have usually 500 people on average that would come, you know, watch his stream. He had 40. There was another guy who I'd occasionally watch would have easily a couple of thousand people watching his live stream. This is just a year ago. I think he had like 90 something people watching his live stream. And it was the same thing for all these other people who, like, even I was surprised, Andy Milanakis, who was very popular on Twitch for a while. I like to check out every now and then because I think he's funny and stupid at the same time. Or at least I did. Would get thousands of viewers. He was peaked at 1,000. So like I was shocked to see all these live streamers who were getting so many more views all of a sudden shrink down. I thought, wow, if these people have lost that many viewers that were very popular before and they couldn't hold on to them, what does that say about the live streaming market, right? What does that say about it? And I kind of felt like not as bad having like very few viewers, because I mean I've been pretty consistent that I've had a few viewers. Haven't dropped down in a year. But I'm just thinking that, wow, tells you about live streaming right now. And I think it blew up during the pandemic, and now it's like leveling back off. And I think that where there is a lot of oversaturation in people who are live streaming, they're all pretty much doing the same thing. They're playing games, that kind of thing. I'm not playing games, so I used to play games. It's fun, but it's not my thing really, right? My thing is I'm trying to create a talk show here where I can talk to people, have guests come on, hey, ask about being a guest if you're interested, right? And, talk to people just about their days and about what's going on in their lives and just sharing and things like that about what's going on in the world. That's my goal, basically, so hopefully do some hard work and some editing of clips and putting them on YouTube. Like I was surprised the Mike Lindell rant that I made last, what was it, Friday, I think it was, when I streamed. I clipped that out, and that got me like, I think like I'm up to 50 something views on that, which is good for me. I'm on YouTube. Usually I max out at 10 views on a video. I got over 50 on that one, so nice. I'm happy with that. Hey, Johnny's here. Wolf and I are diehards. I think you're right about the pandemic view boost. Yeah. Basically, a lot of people were at home more. A lot of people with less to do decided to live stream, and that saturated the market. Made it. I think what happened is that it's the Netflix. I call it the Netflix phenomenon, which is that I'm sure there's another word for it. There's probably a term for it that is the proper thing to term. What I'm talking about is that when you have more choice, you're less likely to make it. So they did this study. I can't remember who did it, where it was. You can Google it. But they did this a long time ago, like probably 20 years ago. And the study was that the more choice you have in a grocery store over items to choose from, the less likely you are to buy something. So let's say you're craving cereal and you want to go buy some cereal. And you go and you look at the hundreds of cereal boxes, and you're going to stand there and become frustrated. Unless you know exactly what you want, you're going to go, well, do I want that or do I want that? Do I want that or do I want that? It's the same thing with people with Netflix, because Netflix has this, and a lot of other streaming services have such huge offerings that people more likely don't know what to choose from. And so they end up picking nothing at all, and they go to another streaming service that might happen to have something they haven't seen yet. Right? So the more choices we have out of something, analysis paralysis. Right, there you go. I think that is what it's called, Johnny. The more choice you have of something, the less likely you are to make a choice at all. And I think that that's true with live streaming as far as viewers go. That when viewers have more choices, which they did over the pandemic than they ever did before, they're less likely to make any choices at all, or less likely to have any kind of real dedication towards those choices. And I think that was that was what's coming out of live streaming. That's what's happening with live streaming. And I think less people are watching because they got frustrated with the choices. And I think that's why I've seen some of these big live streamers who were before that I was following, were getting thousands of viewers, were getting hundreds of viewers, are now getting 1,000 viewers, or maybe a couple of hundred viewers, or sometimes 10 viewers. I was so surprised to see this person with just 9 viewers who usually had like a couple of hundred at any given time. Totally shocked at that. So yeah, it kind of just informs me about what's going on with live streaming and what's happening with it, and where people's heads are at. I keep doing what I'm doing because I think I'm going to try to do something different. I'm trying to do something unique, or at least not something that not a lot of other people are doing, by having this kind of like talk show format. I know I don't have a lot of guests come on here. I have basically two guests come on here, Johnny sometimes and Woof. And of course, you guys are always welcome. To me, you two are like my if I was Howard Stern, you guys would be my whack pack. You guys are always invited to come on and talk and about whatever you guys want to chime in. Anytime you guys want. But hopefully I can get some new people in here also. And start having some great conversations with people about, interesting things in our lives that are going on. I think that too often we focus on things like politics and religion. These things, we focus on divisive topics when there's so much more that we have in common than that divide us. So I try to make this about that. That's my goal. We got Liam here jumps in. Hey, Liam, how you doing today? Liam Backus. Hey, what's up, Funk? How are you doing today? I wanted to just ask if you were planning on making more UFO videos, particularly if someone defected. Oh, I'm glad I put that up. Liam, wow. Well, Liam, I understand your issue. Poor Liam. That's funny. Oh, poor Liam. You got issues, Liam. I feel bad for you. Can I be Robin or Artie Lang? And it depends on the day. Whoever you want to be that. Oh, man. See, that's what I get for not reading the whole thing before I put it up on the screen. I am slow, man. I am slow today. I am. I will admit it. I have not been getting good sleep. I have not been getting any good sleep at all for like the last week, almost a week. I've been averaging like maybe 4 or 5 hours sleep a night. I'll wake up at like 3 o'clock and I just can't get back to sleep no matter what I do. And I lay there, I clear my mind and I meditate or I do whatever. And maybe I'll drift in and out, but it's not restful. I never get into a deep sleep. And it's just, I wake up tired. Hey, Michael, don't mind those weirdos. You know you're successful and you got all these trolls coming after you. Take it as a good sign that you're doing something right if people want to knock you down. Look, I've been dealing with trolls for years. I've been live streaming for more than 5 years. So I'm used to it. It doesn't bother me like that. Even Liam, who got me, he got me fair. I put his shit on here. He got me fair. I can't, I can't deny that. But here's the thing. I always keep in mind that it takes more effort to be a troll than it does to get rid of them. And that's why it doesn't really bother me, right? People come in here and troll, and they can say their stuff and what have you. It never gets to me first thing, because I always have in the back of my head that it takes more effort to be a troll than it does for me to get rid of them. I mean, it's kind of like swatting flies. They're at the most a minor nuisance, but they're never going to get the reaction out of me that they want. Except Liam there, I guess, who got me to put his stuff on my screen. My dumb ass is too tired to read through the whole thing. That's what I meant earlier. What I was saying is that I haven't been getting enough sleep. So I'm a little wacky, man. I'm a little, how do you say it? I'm a little out there, Michael, I'm not going to put that up, but thanks. I learned from my first mistake. Not going to catch me a second time. Actually, these days you might. I am tired, man. I'm a little goofy, a little giddy. You should see me when it gets late at night, man. I'm just like I try to go to bed at the same time every night just to keep a consistent sleep pattern going, but damn. Sleep does not like me, man. Sleep is trying to do everything it can to destroy me, to take me down. You shall not sleep. I probably will someday, Jesus. What am I saying? Yeah, but... So, yeah, I wanted to edit that video I made last week about Walmart, and I just been having problems with the app that I use, so I'm going to have to do things the hard way. Probably, unless I find a different app that I can use. And I'm hoping that VLLO will straighten out their issues that they're having. That's the app I use on my iPhone. Oh, by the way, wow! I just realized that Apple does the coolest thing. I don't know if you guys have iPhones or anything like that, but I don't know. Maybe you guys could tell me if Android does this, or Samsung, or whoever does this, right? Okay. And from what I read, this has been an option since the last iOS, so like a year ago, and I never noticed it. And it's probably because I don't use email. I don't send out any emails for anything. But Apple will now, here's how I notice. I'll explain how I notice this. You tell me if Android does this. I'm curious to know. So I have the problem with the app. The VLLO app. And so I hit the contact us, and there's a thing to send them an email. So I wanted to send them an email about the issue that I've been having with the app. And I didn't want to send from my main email account. I wanted to send it from my Mr. Funky Dude email account, right? So I go to select it, and I see there's my main, my real name. There's my alias, Mr. Funky Dude, account. And then underneath that, it says that in short, it says that it will create an alias, basically a fake email that when replied to will be forwarded to my inbox. Keeping my email, to myself. I don't have to give this company my email address so they can go out and sell it to someone else or something else like that, right? It's basically a dummy email that never gets tracked. You know what I'm saying? That I never have to worry about spam because of it, or being sold to somewhere else or something like that. And I can delete it, get rid of it anytime I want. Fucking brilliant. And this has been going on for a year. Does Android have this kind of thing as well? I think it's genius. Not that I really would use it that much, because I don't use email all that much. I think I think literally that may be in the first email I've sent all year. I'm not kidding. I can't think of another time in the last year that I've sent another email to anybody. Or really anything. Usually I go to their, website and hit the chat, contact us kind of thing. But email, I rarely send out emails. But to know that if I do, I can keep my anonymity, that's wonderful. It's great. I don't know. You guys have to tell me. Does Android or Samsung or whatever have that as well? Or is that strictly an iPhone thing? And if it is, fuck, man. Me, that's another reason I'm glad I'm on iOS, the iPhone. They talk about iPhone versus Android. Look. I've had Android. I've had iPhone. The differences are very... There's a lot of... Okay. So Apple is great if if you have a lot of other Apple devices and their ecosystem works great together, right? Which is wonderful. Like how easily my iPhone works with my Apple TV and my iPads and what have you is just freaking beautiful. Works great, right? Thank you very much, Cuba. Works great. Everything just seamlessly works together. And when I had an Android phone years ago, the great thing about that was the customize, how easily it is to customize. That you can really get into the weeds on your Android phone and really make it your own and make it do what you want it to do, right? And that's great. And those two things are fantastic things, right? But I just prefer the Apple ecosystem because it's just easier. It works easily. I don't have to mess with anything. I'm not really worried about how it looks in the way of making it my own or anything like that. If I want to I don't even put widgets on my screen. I mean, it's boring. My iPhone is boring. Like I got 2 pages on it. I got a front page where I have all the apps that I use. And then I got a second page, which are just all the other apps that I don't really use that often. Right. And they're all like in categories and they're all these little boxes and people who have like Tam has she has like, I think 10 different screens with a bunch of different apps. And I'm like, how do you do that? I can't handle that. I would not be able to do that. Johnny says, I don't know if Android has something like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they do either, but it's very cool. They should if they don't. Samsung should do something like that for our Android. But yeah, it works great. It was wonderful. I got a response from like people I emailed via Hello just like a couple hours later, so it obviously worked. No, I'm like, oh, that's nice to have. That's nice to know. But yeah, thank you very much, Cuba. I hope you're having a nice day today. It's very nice of you to say. Yeah, so I like the Apple, I like the Apple way it works all together, and just I enjoy it. Nothing against Android too. If to me it's like whether or not you like pineapple on your pizza, it's an insignificant kind of difference. They're both well-crafted phone. They both have great cameras. They both have their ups and downs. I don't think one at this point is really better than the other, and that the arguments for one or the other are completely subjective and mostly ridiculous. So, yeah, I don't care. I forgot what I was saying. I forgot. I forgot the point that I was trying to make here for a second. Just because it's hard when you're sleep deprived to focus, remember what you're talking about. Today is just going to be a stream of consciousness blabbering, man. I hope you're in for the ride. That's what you got today, ladies and gentlemen. Just a stream of consciousness where I'm just going to blab on until someone comes in here and stops me. Hey, if you'd like to be a guest, by the way, There are ways for people to be guests. If I know you, I'll send you the link. If I don't know you, then you need to be verified somehow. So you can either, if you're from on Mastodon, just DM me on Mastodon. If you're on YouTube or Twitch, you can try DMing me there. Send me messages there, whispers, whatever you call them. And I might Discord. If you're in my Discord, there's a good chance you'll find it there as well. If you can find my Discord. But depending, try to keep the trolls at bay. And if the person ends up being a troll, then I have a way to block them. That's the idea. Kuba wants to know, what is the best anti-hacker program for Windows? I have no idea, honestly. A good firewall, a good VPN, nothing is foolproof, but I really don't know. Maybe someone else on here knows, Kuba. They can let you know. Kuba wants to know what is the best anti-hacker program for Windows. I don't know. That's a great question. Can't know everything. What's up, Shaky? How you doing? Sup, y'all? Shaky says. Shaky, good man there. Check out his YouTube channel. Shaky, how's things going, man? I hope things are going well for you. I hope life is treating you well. And if not, damn it, let me know and I'll kick life's ass for you. Take him down. You still doing the pet transportation, or have you moved on from that? Are you enjoying life? I hope you are. Here's the question for the chat today. What did you do yesterday that brought you a little bit of joy? Doesn't have to be anything big. Maybe a song came on the radio and you just started dancing to it. Maybe someone gave you a compliment that you thought, well, I really deserve that compliment, and it just made you happy. Tell me in the chat, what gave you a little bit of joy yesterday? Let's focus on that for a second. Think of something that might have happened yesterday that might have brought you a little bit of joy. Maybe it's something you shared with someone, or it's a moment that you had with someone, or it's something that you saw that made you laugh, something like that. What is a little bit of joy that you got yesterday? Kuba wants to know what education you have. Kuba, I would ask where you learned your grammar. No, what education? My education is high school. I'm very much what would be called an idiotecher or didactor, which is that I teach myself. A lot of things I try to be thorough in my resources. I don't just listen to or, pay attention to like nut jobs, things like that. I learn from experts, and I learn from peer-reviewed journals and things like that. I try to keep up to date, try to be as factual as I can. And when I'm wrong about something, I'm more than happy to admit it. I think that's something you don't see a lot today with people. And I wish that one thing would probably change, is that people's reluctance to be wrong and to admit that they're wrong. That's an issue I think that a lot of people have. And I'll tell you what changed that for me was a story that I had heard in my youth. I was probably, I want to say, my freshman year of high school, maybe a little earlier than that, maybe junior high, but it was my freshman year in high school. And I'd heard this story, or seen a story about this scientist who he had developed this hypothesis, this theorem in math for the longest time. And people were trying to prove it wrong, and they couldn't. And he got older, and he got older, and he got older. And he is this, a professor teaching at a school, at a college. And finally, someone comes up to him and gives him mathematical proof as to why he's wrong. Now, most people today would take that and they would fight against it. They would rally against it. Oh, it can't be wrong. You must be wrong. And they'd get into this argument and what have you. But this professor looked at the math, realized that he was wrong, and thanked the student that proved it. Thanked him with complete humility, just said, thank you so much. This guy had had this for years, a couple of decades that no one had proven wrong. This student comes out and proves it wrong. And instead of being angry and deflated and having it hit his ego, his attitude was to be grateful. Because in science, in the scientific method, being proven wrong, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing that you know is wrong with being proven wrong. You want to be proven wrong. And the reason you want to be proven wrong is because if you're proven wrong, you're that much closer to getting it right. Right? It's like the old, you've heard the old story of Edison, where he tried to invent the light bulb and went through like 1,000 or 999 different kind of filaments for the light bulb. And then when the 1,000th one, he finally got it right. And so he says that he had to learn the 999 ways that he did it wrong so that he could get it right that once. And that's the scientific method right there, right? The idea that, there's nothing wrong with being wrong. And I've taken that to heart my whole life. That there's nothing wrong with me being wrong about something, because the moment I realize that I'm wrong, I'm that much closer to being right. So my education is self-taught. I dropped out of high school when I was a junior. I took the GED, graduated early because I found school boring. And everything else I've just taught myself through life, and I do better through self-teaching than I do in a classroom environment. I know that about myself, so that's what I do. Shaky says he's all good here, and now I work in EMS. Oh, interesting. How are you enjoying that? Emergency medical services. Kuba says, I'm from Colombia. Well, that's cool. How's Colombia these days? Hope it's going well. Woof is here. Hello there. Hello there, Woof. Glad you're here. I'm going to take a quick break, guys. I'm going to be right back in 1 minute. I got to take care of something. Be right back. I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Had to take a quick little break. Kuba asking a lot of questions, wants to get to know me a little bit better, asks a common question. What is your job? I don't have a job currently, Kuba. I have not worked at a job for the last 11 years. And there's a story behind that. But, yeah, I haven't held down a job for the last 11 years. Wolf says TD is a life coach of sorts. Of sorts. I kind of think of myself as I don't know. I'm just a content creator who makes no money. That's what I am. A content creator that makes no money. I have so little money that it's ridiculous. Like, I've been stressing for the last month, stressing about how I can figure out how to pay for a folding chair and a folding table. which are more expensive than you would think. But yeah, I got no money. But I have a weird relationship with work. And it's kind of hard for me to talk about. I have a weird relationship with holding a job, I should say. Like, I've had a lot of jobs in my life. The people who've been here long enough know what I'm talking about. I've had a lot of jobs in my life. I've never been able to keep one that long because I get burned out really quickly. But I've had a lot of jobs in my life, except for the last 11 years, I haven't because, it's just health reasons. Basically, arthritis developed, got harder for me to walk. And then there was an age gap because I used to be married, have a daughter, and I homeschooled my daughter and was the primary care provider for my daughter up until junior high when she started going to public school. And because she decided she wanted to, which is great. Okay, fine. Go to public school. And then because I had this 10-year gap in my work history where I had done some working with my wife at the time who managed grooming shops, pet grooming shops. I would help with that, going and doing bathing and stuff like that. But I didn't have anything that I could really put on a resume. And so when I went to go get jobs after I got a divorce, or actually it was right before I got the divorce and even after I got the divorce, it was a struggle because everyone would look at my resume, see this 10-year gap, and just not want to bother with me. Like, I would get lucky if I would get called into interviews, and I'm telling you, I put in thousands of, resumes out there to try to find a job. And no one wanted to help. No one wanted to. So my girlfriend just kind of says to me one day, "Hey, don't worry about it. It's okay." And she's all, "We can do this. We can get by. It's not going to be an issue. If you work, if you can find a job, great. If you can't, we'll make it work anyway." And so I just kind of gave up looking for a job because it just was too much of a struggle. It was too hard. And I was lucky that I was in a position with my girlfriend where I was living with her, so I had a roof over my head. I don't ask for anything really. A couple of video games every now and then. Like the most that I have is a laptop. Like the most expensive things I have sitting right in front of me right now: a laptop, 2 tablets, an iPhone, this mic right here, right? The table that it's all sitting on, the rolling table it's all sitting on. These are the most expensive things I own right now. And I've kind of gathered them over the last 5 or 6 years. Of course, didn't buy them all at once, bought them as needed. But I don't ask for a lot. I'm a very, very cheap, cheap boyfriend, So yeah, I would love to have my own income. I would love for live streaming to build me an income. I would love for my videos to make me an income. I would love for my writing to make me an income. But it just hasn't yet. Sometimes, I get a little down and I wonder, is it just because I suck? Or is it just because I haven't found my audience yet? And for a long time, I felt like it was because I sucked. And then last year, I really started putting more effort into Mastodon, the live streaming. Mastodon, the social network. And I started gaining a following. I found my audience on Mastodon. And I, left Twitter and all that before. But I'd never found my audience on Twitter. I had like 200 followers on Twitter. Now I have like 3.8 thousand followers on Mastodon. So that kind of inspired me. That made me change my head around and think that, hey, if I can find my audience there, why can't I find my audience here? And that's when I started thinking about changing my format, doing clips more, and just, holding the course. I believe that eventually, that if I keep doing this, I'll find my audience. And then, hopefully at that point, once I do, I can start generating some kind of an income through donations or through whatever. I kind of think of myself as a busker. You know what a busker is? Those guys you see out in the corner somewhere, and they're playing music, and they have a box where you can throw change in. In my head, that's what I do. I'm a busker. I am a video busker. I'm a live streaming busker. I'm not playing any music, but I exist on people's charity. I exist on people's donations and things like that. Wolf says start an other fans. You mean an OnlyFans? Yeah, but mine would be where people pay me to put my clothes on. Because trust me, no one wants to see this. Like, I'm surprised Tam wants to see this. No one wants to see this. I'll be honest with you. Like a little over a year ago, I tried to get into the selling feet pictures game, that kind of thing, where I had an account somewhere where people would buy pictures of feet, and I was trying to sell pictures of my feet, and no one would buy pictures of my feet. I don't know if I was just not promoting them the right way or what have you, but no one wanted to buy pictures of my feet. Maybe I have ugly feet. I don't know. But I was trying to do something where I could just get a little. And here's the thing is, I don't even require a lot. Like, you don't know how much happier I would be in my life if I just made $100 a month. Does that sound ridiculous? Like things in my life would be so much better if I just had $100 a month. Like, if I had enough people that came in here and donated, and this is not me trying to get you guys to donate, there's that down. I always get backwards down there in the corner, right over there, if you want to support me. But I'm not trying to get you to do that right now or anything like that. I'm rambling. I'm tired. But eventually that's the point I want to get to, where people are enjoying what I'm doing and they want to support me and they want me to keep coming back, and because they enjoy it. I tried selling the feet pic. That didn't work. I even had where I was squishing a banana, feet pics where I was squishing a banana. Tried to get into that little niche. That didn't work. Yeah. So, my dream is that hopefully one day this will create $100 a month revenue for me. But probably not. Wolf says, no, other fans. Are you saying I have no other fans, or not only fans, other fans? Is there a place called Other Fans that I'm not aware of? Hold on, now I have to look. Hold on. Otherfans.com. No, but it is for sale. If you want it, otherfans.com. They're selling it for $2,499 if you're looking for it, Wolf. Thought you might want to know about that. It never surprises me, what website names are taken. Someone on Mastodon made a joke and was using in the joke was, saying that their post wasn't an ad for anything. And to prove it, they would use the word, they said cunt whistle, right? And then I showed them that there was a cuntwhistle.com. I said, are you sure you're not being paid for this? How do we really know? They're all, damn it, I should have Googled it. I knew I should have Googled it first. Yeah, because just about every creepy ass name out there is taken. You know, there's probably a fartlovers.com out there, I'm sure. Wolf says no, but there should be. Yeah, you might not be wrong there, Wolf. You might not be wrong. Apparently, it's for sale for $2,500 if you got the money. Ugh. Yes, you're absolutely right. The worst one is creaturefeaturetv.com. I hate that URL so much. That is the URL that was chosen by someone who is probably not that hip to the internet. You know what I mean? Like they probably struggle sending email. You know, because god damn it, there is a .tv out there. The perfect one would have been creaturefeature.tv. That would have been better, but creaturefeaturetv.com, that bugs me. I'll be honest. I've said it before. I'll say it again. That was not chosen wisely. Hey, I just realized, Woof, this is Tuesday, right? Ahsoka tonight. Ahsoka tonight. That'll be cool. I'll watch that. Then I'll watch a couple episodes of One Piece. Only got to watch one episode of One Piece last night. Sadly, but it's the last episode is tonight. It's gonna be a cliffhanger or something because there's no way they're wrapping it up tonight. How are they gonna wrap it up? Unless it's in like an hour and a half or something like that, maybe then. But obviously, it's going to be to be continued. Wait for next season, kind of thing. Which who knows when that happens? Because they got to get the actor strike taken care of first before that happens. So hopefully they do. Wait, what? Wolf says the movie is supposed to tie in. 44 minutes is the runtime. What movie? What movie are you talking about? That's supposed to tie into Ahsoka. Or are we talking about different things? I'm just not realizing it. I'm lost with you there, Wolf. Runtime tonight's episode is 44 minutes. I get it, but what is the movie is supposed to tie in? What movie? Oh, Filoni is making a film. Okay, is he making an Ahsoka film or something? Or interesting. It's interesting that he would release a series before he's done with a film, though. If they're tied in, usually there's only like at the most maybe a year gap. So is this going to come out in a year from now? That's going to tie into it. I guess I'll find out, won't I? Interesting. I'm sure it's good. I trust Filoni. Hey, Wolfman, I didn't see you down there. Hold on a second, bud. Give me a second. And you can go, hold on. Let's move you into your home here. There you are, Wolf. How you doing, man?
Pretty good. Your green room is horrible.
My green room? What do you mean?
Yeah. Well, it's backstage and there's no craft services. There's not even a bathroom. The hell?
My apologies, sir.
And I'm not used to this. I'm going to my trailer. And by trailer, I mean trailer court. Yeah. No, you started asking questions. I'm like, oh, hell, it's just easier to talk to you.
Yeah, sure.
So the Mandalorian season, what is it, 3 now? Okay. I think that we just went through. And Ahsoka. And then the now axed um, Rangers of the New Republic series that was supposed to come out. They got rid of that because Cara Dune got all political and Disney doesn't think people should be allowed to express their opinions. So all of those are all going to tie into a movie that he is making now. He's like developing or whatever that's going to encompass all of these characters, and it's going to be some kind of a film. And my guess would be that Thrawn is the bad guy in it. And my understanding is it's going to be very close to Heir of the Empire or Heir to the Empire, which was an old Timothy Zahn movie, which actually introduced Admiral Thrawn.
Okay.
So yeah,
that'll be cool. I trust him. He's Filoni's really good at. I think he's probably better at it than Lucas was. To be honest,
well, he learned from Lucas.
I think he improved on Lucas. Is what he did.
No, he learned from him when he first started.
I get it. I understand like the whole apprenticeship kind of thing that he did with Lucas and.
Yeah, so I mean, he's basically George's Padawan, and you want your Padawan to do better.
Yeah.
And I think that no matter what, it could be the most perfect story, but there's going to be Star Wars people that are going to complain.
Oh, of course, yeah. There's always someone who's going to complain about it and not be happy with it because it's not what they want.
Right.
They
have some kind of expectation in their mind and it doesn't fit perfectly. And I mean, I've done that. It's like, you see a trailer. Oh, I bet they're doing this.
Right.
Or they're doing that and you're totally off. And you know what I do?
What?
I just keep watching the movie.
Just keep enjoying it. Yeah. Right. You know what I think it is? I wonder if there's any truth to this. I'm starting, this just popped in my head right now. Like, I just thought of this. I wonder if the reason that there are fans that have, and stay with me here, we can go all these different reasons why certain fans have problems with Star Wars and their expectations, right? I have to wonder about how much of their expectations are built upon the merchandise. And let me explain that. If you think about Star Wars toys, right?
Right.
What are the Star Wars
all the time?
Yeah, what are Star Wars toys? Guns, lightsabers, ships, right? The Death Star, action figures
for the action figures.
Right.
Figures and action figure accessories, I'll tell you what.
Right. All of the toys for Star Wars have to do with action of some sort, right? So you've got a whole
99%, but go ahead.
Right. You've got a whole generation of kids that grew up, or even adults now that grew up playing with Star Wars toys. And when they played with them, they did battles with them. There was no, politics. And when you're playing with your Star Wars toys, there's no going to report to the commander, Lord Vader, about where the Rebel Alliance was. No, it was always battles, right? Your ship was flying to battle someone. You were putting together a Death Star because it was supposed to be this big battleship. You were playing with your lightsaber so that you could fight someone, what have you. All of this was action
split
stuff.
Up your friends, the good guys and the bad guys.
Right, exactly. So then Star Wars starts putting out more movies or TV shows, and they're not as heavy in the action as your expectations, because your expectations are the same as when you played with the toys as a kid.
Right.
So the toys build up the expectation of action, and when you actually sit down and watch a Star Wars movie, or you even watch any of the shows, action is maybe 50%, maybe, like if that at all, right?
Well, yeah, and it's like I didn't like Attack of the Clones that much, but it wasn't this or that. It was because it's too mushy, and Anakin was too fucking whiny. Killed them, and they're not just the men, but the women and the children too. And I mean, you've heard me say this. I think Skywalker is Star Wars for wine tit. I'm going to the Tashi station because Now, that being said, to me, the last 10, 15 minutes when the action is what
Yeah.
saved that movie.
Right.
However, in the first one, I was actually really intrigued by the political stuff that they were doing.
Sure.
Like the vote of no confidence. I'm like, whoa. So they're basically booting this dude. Oh, that's how he comes in.
Right.
I'm all
Right.
into it.
Let you know how it
And
happens. Yeah.
right. And then my stepdad, he'll sit there and talk politics with me, and I tell him straight. I was like, dude, I care more about Star Wars politics than I do real politics. And he just looked at me. I was like, because there ain't nothing I can do to change it. Oh, yeah, I can make myself feel better and go out there and say, go vote for who I say to vote for.
Yeah.
Which, on a side note, local television channel's Facebook page, they put out the question yesterday. How what is the word? How another word for faithful are you in that the Senate will get another budget done in the month, or does this prove that the Senate or something like that they're going to get a budget done by the next month because they extended it?
Yeah.
I put on there, all it proves to me is we need term limits. Oh, I got a lot of people that term limits don't solve anything. I'm just like, okay. You're just saying that.
How about we find out?
Yeah.
Let's try and find out. But that's my idea about, Star Wars is that
well,
I think
you're
a
right,
lot of it was probably influenced by the toys, by the merchandise.
If it's not a heavy hitting episode with a lot of action, people complain.
Yeah. So like I thought the Andor series was beautiful. It was, I think, gripping. I think it was relevant to the story.
Yeah.
I think that the acting was great. It didn't have a shit ton of action. It had some good action though. But there were scenes.
Well, the funny thing is when Rogue One came out, I couldn't stand that character. I hated Cassie. I'm like, he's fucking slimeball. Yeah, okay, he's doing it for the rebellion, but he's a slimeball. I mean, he shoots his own guy.
Right.
I mean, he's just not a very nice person. And then I watched that show, and I'm like,
it informs you.
He turned into that. He's actually a pretty good character once you put the two together.
Right.
And they're doing another season eventually too. So.
Oh, I can't wait for that. I'd probably say Andor was my favorite Star Wars series so far.
Just I have to go Mando, and not because of Kevin.
Mando would be second. Mando would be second for me for sure. The Mandalorian second. That was really good. But I mean, as far as like how much each episode wanted me to see the next episode.
Yeah.
It's like when it came to the Mandalorian, I was excited to see the next episode. But when it came to Andor, I really wanted to see the next episode because I wanted to see what was going to happen next.
Now, if you use that, it would be Mandalorian and then Ahsoka, because there's been about 3 or 4 times this season where that's it. I'm like, oh, man.
Yeah. I'm waiting for Ahsoka to be done so I can judge it on a whole, compare it to the others.
I'll tell you what, that boy's out back in my woodshed again.
That boy ain't right.
It's 2 different characters, but the same voice. And even Mike Judge laughs about it.
Right.
He says maybe Mr. Anderson is one of Hank's cousins. Now, as racist and hateful as he was, I kind of like Cotton.
Oh, Cotton.
His dad.
Yeah.
Hey, my shins, boy.
Yeah, bring out my shins and worm in the war.
And I won't say
I hear they're bringing that back. Did you hear that?
Yes. I won't say any of his other phrases because he gets a little racist sometimes, and we don't need that. But
a little.
But he's just so funny, and he's like his last scene ever, because he died in the series. Peggy Hill's like, "Fine, I want you to live forever." He goes, "Fine," and dies. Just because nobody wanted him to die. So
right.
And then so he's like everybody wanted him to die or whatever. She's like, "Fine, I won't." And then she's like, "Live forever." He's like, "Fine."
Dies. That's obstinance for sure.
And then when they find out that Hank is actually not from Texas.
Oh,
Whoa!
Whoa!
He was born in New York City.
New York!
Oh!
Oh!
I did share a funny meme today with him.
What?
It's got him and Bobby, and they're at a concert, and it looks like it's the one where they went to the country concert where Peggy attacked one Brooks and Dunn or somebody because they stole her song or something, or no, it was Randy
Right.
Travis she attacked, and it looked like it was from that episode, but somebody photoshopped Taylor Swift's head on it. And it says, "Damn it, you're supposed to make cut music better. Now you're ruining football."
What I'm hoping is that when they come out with the new series, that because from what I understand, it's supposed to be like Bobby's older now.
Yeah,
Hank is older, like he's grown up. Bobby's older. What I'm hoping is that the way they do Bobby is that they make him like Hank, but with kind of like the soft touch. You know what I mean? Like I can imagine Bobby grilling vegetables, on his propane, tank or something like
Bobby
that. You get what I mean?
Steak, but what I could see Bobby as is all sleeved and pierced. But he'll probably be just a good old boy. And Johnny Hardwick unfortunately passed away. I don't know if they got any of his stuff done before, so I don't know if they'll have Dale. Which Dale was another one I liked. I quote him all the time. "You don't know me, but I know you."
Right.
What's your name?
These days
Shackelford.
These days with AI, they could probably replicate those voices.
Yeah, but they would have that's one of the things that they're fighting with on
this. I'm sure they can find someone to do the voices.
Right. I just did a halfway decent Dale, and I'm not even a voice actor. I should be, but I've had to retire a few because out of respect, I don't do Pee Wee Herman that often anymore.
Because he's dead?
To do that. Yeah.
Oh. I don't think he'll mind.
Well, but some of the things I said were very adult. Like we talked about where Pee Wee's Playhouse really was, and it had to do with the theater.
With the theater?
When he got popped.
Yeah. That's where his Playhouse was. I get it.
I loved him in the Cheech and Chong movies, though.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I'm the Hamburger Man.
He's been pretty good in just about every movie he's been in.
Come on, Howie. It's time for your lobotomy. So here's a funny one. Okay, 'tis the season, so I got AMC on. Mm-hmm. They're showing Misery. Okay. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's been a minute since I've seen this one. And Christian, Cammy's son, comes in, and he's like, what's this? I was like, oh, it's Misery. He's like, it's old Stephen King. It was like, this is like where Kathy Bates got her start. Right. He's like, who's Kathy Bates? I'm like, oh, crap. I was like, she's played in a bunch of stuff. I can't think of anything off the top of my head except for that one in, it was on Netflix where they owned a dispensary.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I can't remember what it was called either. I never really watched it.
That was a good show. I was sad
I never watched it.
I never watched it. Dude, you should.
I heard it was good, but I just never got into it.
And they own a shop, and so they're doing videos for social media, and they'll actually have like real weed and like give it a real review.
Nice.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's on Netflix. It's funny.
Right.
It's really funny. But and he looks it up. He goes, "Oh, it's Bobby Boucher's mom." I'm like, "Yeah, her."
Right. Bobby Boucher's mom. Right. Yeah. That's right. Totally forgot about that. He just now said that.
And so did I until he had said that. And then there was, and then she's been in a couple of other movies just because, or like TV shows as like about Schmidt. The only reason I know that one is because the Indian guy that Jack Nicholson talks to in the gas station.
Oh, yeah. I remember.
Yeah, he was a close personal friend of mine, and we were adopted into his family, actually.
Oh, that's nice.
Unfortunately, he's no longer with us. But
that's not nice.
Right, but we're still friends with his daughters. One of them is halfway successful realtor in the Omaha area, and the other one, I don't know if she works, but she just recently got married to a nice guy that takes good care of her. So
That's cool. You know what Tam does? It reminds me. You know what Tam does drives me crazy is we're watching something, and she recognizes an actor, but she doesn't know from where. She'll look at me and she goes, "Is that who I think it is?"
I don't know. I don't know how you think.
Fuck. I'll look at her and go, "Oh, the fuck am I?" I'll just say, and she's done it so many times. I just say yes. I don't even know if it is.
Like,
she'll go, "Is that who I think?" Yes, it's exactly who you think it is.
well, here's
No,
one for
it's
you.
not. And I'll go, "No, it's exactly who you think it is."
You know who Henry Cavill is?
Yeah, of course, Superman.
Okay. Right. I met him a long time ago, right when I first started Creature Feature. In fact, he was at the event where I met up with Doc and said, "Hey, what's up?" And we got contact information and stuff.
Cool.
Really nice guy, actually.
Yeah, here he is.
So we're watching. Cammy wanted me to try to watch The Witcher, and yeah, it was okay. I just couldn't get into it.
Okay. I watched
And
the
I'm
first
like,
season. It was okay.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, it's Superman." She goes, "Damn it." I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Now whenever I watch this, that's all I'm going to see is Superman."
That's all.
I'm like, well, I mean. And then I guess he left and they replaced him with somebody else. And I don't know how that works. I don't know if it's like the same character or
Yeah,
if
I
it's
don't know how they
another
did it either. I didn't bother
Witcher.
to watch it. Yeah, because he got pissed that they weren't staying true to the books.
Well, and I can respect that.
Yeah, I respect it. And he told him at the very beginning when he signed on to do it that he was very much a fan of the books and he wanted to respect the books. And, you know, that if he was going to play that character, that's what he was going to do. And they kept on pressuring him and they kept on, you know, making changes to the character and to the storyline that some of them he understood because he gets that you can't do everything in a book.
Right. It can't be
into a TV show.
100%.
Right. But he says that they were going so far off that he just got angry. He said, "I'm not going to do this anymore." And he just stopped doing it.
Look at Game of Thrones, even the 5 books that are out.
Yeah.
And how they, I mean, I don't know if you've ever read those books or not.
No.
They're a lot better than the show.
Of course.
A lot.
Most books are better than the shows because it's impossible. You can't get everything into it.
That too, and there's at least 2 characters that are kind of important or were important.
Yeah.
That they don't even deal with. They don't even mention, like, okay, you've seen Game of Thrones, right?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so the Red Wedding where they kill all the Starks.
Right.
Okay, you see that they slice Catelyn Stark's throat.
Right.
Well, what they didn't tell you in the show is that they threw them all in the river. And what was the guy's name? He's in the movies. He's in the show.
Right.
He's the guy that's running around in the north that has the red priest with him. Not Stannis, but the other guy.
Okay.
They're more of like
the
a
Baratheon. No, not Stannis. I know what you're talking about.
Dondarrion, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
It's been a minute since I've either watched or read him.
It's been a while.
But he's running around with his own little red priest that's the same as the chick that's with Stannis, the same religion or whatever. Well, one of her gifts is that you see him do it in the movie when he gets killed. She brings him back to life.
Right.
They bring Catelyn Stark back to life, but unfortunately, she'd been in the river, and so her flesh was all gray and not quite. I'm not trying to get too gross, but not quite rotting.
Yeah.
And when they sliced her throat, they cut her vocal cords so she could just whisper.
Right.
She became somebody else, and they called her Lady Stoneheart.
Right.
And it was almost like zombie-esque, and Lady Stoneheart would actually send out her minions to go and just kill Lannisters. That's all she wanted to do, is kill Lannisters and Freys. That was it.
She had good reason.
Right. And at one point, she meets up with not only little dude, Tyrion Squire.
Yeah.
Paddock or Podrick or whatever.
Podrick. That's it, Podrick.
Well, they meet up with him and they hang him and kill him. I think they kill Brienne of Tarth, or she had a choice to make, and that's where the book ended. That's where the series ended in the books for her character.
Right.
And then there's like a couple of other people that they didn't even mention that are like, in the whole scheme of things, it's pretty important. Like in the books, they go more into where the people are like, go into the bodies of animals.
Right.
And then there's like another Targaryen that's across the sea that Tyrion meets up with instead of Daenerys.
But so yeah, there's a lot of differences.
Yeah, I mean, it's like what, Cavell, he got mad about that. I would get mad about this because it's like, that's nothing like the books.
Right.
I get you can't put everything in, but good God, you're cutting characters left and right.
Right. I think that what the thing was that I think his issue was that they were trying to focus more on stories revolving his relationship with the girl that, the girl that had the magic powers and whatever her name was. In the show, I can't remember what her character name was, but
Melisandre?
Right, Melisandre, whatever her name was, and that they were trying to push stories that focused on that more and develop that relationship more than the books actually did as well. And
now, that being said, when they did the Battle of Blackwater Bay, I thought that was amazing.
Yeah,
that was the one where they used all the basically like nitroglycerin. I can't remember. Dragonspire or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, and they tossed it at everybody. But yeah, there's like a couple of other characters. Like there's another dude over on the other side of the ocean that's wanting to get over there to take over the throne. And
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he's not as stupid as the Daenerys' brother. Well, he's like, people are cheering and secretly whispering, I come back. And they're like, no, they're not. And I think even one of them says people only care if the crops come in, if they have enough food for the winter, and that they're safe.
Yeah, basically. People just want to live their lives, man.
Right.
That's me, man. People just want to live their lives. Me, I just want to sleep, man. I have not been sleeping well. I've been averaging like 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night for like last week.
Yep, same.
It is.
I went to bed at 1:30 last night.
I went to bed at 10:30, woke up at 3, and just couldn't fall back asleep adequately.
I didn't sleep well and had to get up at my alarm starts at 6:30, and so of course I probably got the best sleep between 6:30 and 7:30, which is when I need to get up.
Isn't that always the way? Johnny says he just wants to have fun. Johnny, you go ahead and have fun, buddy. You go ahead and have fun.
I just want to have fun.
I give you permission to have fun, Johnny. You want to have fun, you go have fun, Johnny.
Oh, Johnny just wants to have fun.
I didn't know that song was a remake.
What, Girls Just Want to Have Fun?
Yeah, Girls Just Want to Have Fun was originally a reggae song.
Makes sense.
Or like a kind of like a ska reggae song.
La Isla Bonita the other day going to a haunt.
The Madonna song?
Yeah. It was on the radio. I'm like, no, this isn't bad. I was like, it's kind of got that little salsa feel to it.
I haven't heard that song in a long time.
Neither had I. That's why I left it on.
La Isla Bonita.
Yeah, that's why I left it on there. I'm like, yeah, okay, this song kind of makes you think of something tropical or you drink out of a coconut.
Then the next song should be Kokomo.
All right. Which is ironic because I lived in a town called Kokomo, Indiana. And it's nothing like the song.
And then the next song would be anything by Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah.
Just keep that attitude, keep that flow going.
And then you got to throw in some Miami Sound Machine. And what's that one song? Get the rhythm of the night, let into the morning light. Forget about your worries all the night. We can leave them all behind. I don't remember that song.
Was that Miami Sound Machine?
No, it was some dude.
Oh, that was hold on. I swear I know. It was
I know the song's Rhythm of the Night.
Oh, I think his name started with a J.
Joe Jackson.
No, fuck. I can't think of it. I can see the guy in my head right now. I can see this singer in my head right now. I cannot think of his name. Let's see. Now I have to look it up now because that's going to bug me. Rhythm of the Night. Hold on. This is going to bug me if I can't. It was recording DeBarge. I knew it. DeBarge. Had that in my head too.
On the same trip, I'm sitting there listening to the radio, and they play "Bless the Rains in Africa" by Toto.
Have you heard the Weezer version?
I have.
Weezer did a good cover of that. Yeah, that's a good song.
All right, yeah, even though it's totally inaccurate as far as geography, but whatever. And I'm like, and I'm sitting there thinking as the song's starting to end, I'm like, huh. It's like now they should just play Land Down Under and just do songs about countries for the next hour. That would be cool. They played something else, so I hit it to the other classic rock channel I listened to, and sure enough, it's like as soon as I hit it, it was that little pipe sound that they do at the beginning.
Oh, I used to be a huge Men at Work fan back when I was a kid.
That song, Land Down Under, I think it's the woodwind instruments that they use, but reminded me of the Ewoks.
So you don't like it then?
Yeah. I don't mind the music, I just don't like the Ewoks. I think even as a kid, I'm like, ugh. And they had the cartoon. I wouldn't watch. I'd watch Droids, but there was very few Star Wars things that I did not watch. Ewoks, Ewok Adventures, and Caravan of the Ewoks or whatever.
You avoided?
Yeah. Ironically, I had the DVDs forever, and I gave them away to a friend of mine's kid when they lost all their crap in the flood. I'm like, hey, here. She's like, you're giving me a Star Wars? I was like, it's not real Star Wars.
Right.
It's just a money grab, so.
Fuck the Ewoks. Let's just wipe them out of existence.
Now, in the books before Disney, before the dark times, they had this series called X-Wing. And because Wedge Antilles was so well known throughout the Empire and the Republic, he's a hero. He's the only person. He's one of the only few people that survived both Death Star attacks.
Right.
Since his face was so well known, he couldn't join this undercover group that they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
So they said it was a Ewok that basically went through an augmentation process that's, to explain it to you the best, similar to what Rocket Raccoon
and Ewok.
Similar to what he went through.
Right. Okay.
Because they already had a Gamorrean guard that was there.
Right.
And he had whatever surgery or augmentations or whatever.
Right.
And they would tell stories like when he was sitting there waiting for a mission, he'd just be sitting there doing quantum physics algebraic equations in his head just for something to do. That's how smart he was.
Right.
And so they said that this was another person like that, but they made it into an Ewok, and he actually had an Ewok puppet that he would use, that he would sit behind in the TIE Fighter because you could see in him.
Right.
And everybody would mess with him and put that puppet in his bunk or in his locker, or he'd open up the refrigerator and there would be that Ewok puppet.
Right.
It was kind of a funny little bit.
Weird.
I can't remember which one it was in. Holy crap. It's supposed to be 59 degrees here Friday and Saturday.
That cold?
Yeah.
Shit, because we're coming into a second heat wave over here. It's it was 75 yesterday. It's 82 today. It's supposed to be 90, 91 for the next 4 days.
70, 73, 59, 59, 73. Frost warnings Friday, Saturday, and Sunday morning.
No, over here, summer's trying to get one last punch at us.
Yeah, we need to get the pull-out down.
Here's a Star Wars question you probably never been answered, or probably never contemplated. You ready for it?
Go for it.
So Ewoks. If they were to find a force-sensitive Ewok, you think that he would be more inclined to be Jedi or Sith?
Well, they've had an Ewok Jedi.
They did?
Yep.
Motherfucker.
In one of the little kid books.
See, I want a Sith Ewok. I want a little Sith walking around with a little red saber. Nub nub,
With
nub
yellow
nub,
eyes.
nub nub.
Hey, Chupa.
Hey, chupa, nub nub.
No, wait. That's sorry. That's Huttese.
Oh no. But that's what I want to see is just a little Sith Ewok trying to kick ass.
Right.
Because to me, it works with the character.
Yeah, they've pretty much.
I mean, don't they eat? They were going to eat the people, you know.
They've pretty much made just about any race of Jedi. I think the only one that they haven't of sentient beings, you know, is
Right.
maybe Gamorreans and Hutts.
Right.
Because Gamorreans, a normal Gamorrean guard is not that smart. They're not intelligent. They're just used for muscle.
Right. I don't know. Could possibly be. I don't know.
Speaking of Tam, she was talking to me.
What, right now? Oh, yeah,
Earlier.
she's probably telling you that she sent the package, right?
Well, she was asking me for the deets so she could.
Deets, yeah. I think
I'm
you'll
like, "Aw."
enjoy. I think you'll enjoy what we're sending you. I think you'll get a kick out of it.
I told her, you don't have to do that, but thank you.
Oh, you're going to get a huge kick out of it. Trust me. You're
I'm
gonna,
sure I will. I got a kick out of all the stuff y'all sent me last time.
I almost want you to do a reaction video for when you open it.
Okay,
Because I think you're going to be kind of like, it's goofy, but it's going to be fun, and you're going to laugh. You're going to get a laugh out of it. So, anyway. Well, hey, Wolf, I'm going to take off right now because I am losing my brain here. I'm so tired. I can't think straight. So, I want to thank you for hanging out with me.
Oh,
Thanks for the great discussion, man. Like I was telling Johnny the other day, you and him are like my whack pack, man. You guys are more than happy to jump in anytime.
I appreciate that.
Thank you for being here, man.
Oh, anyway, not political, but breaking news. McCarthy ousted.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, that's all I'll say. Anyway, have a good night, everybody.
Have a great day. Have a good time. Take care of yourselves, and we will see you again on Thursday. We'll be back here Thursday. Hopefully, we'll be back here Thursday. All right, everybody, take care of yourselves. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the other side.